Howdy folks, this is Bombadil from the No Guts, No Galaxy podcast. You can check us out at nogutsnogalaxy.net. We are a Battletech and MechWarrior focused podcast, and for those of you maybe not familiar with those terms, it's basically it's tabletop games, computer games that are built around, focused on, we don't like to use a term, but giant stomping robots, anywhere from 20 to 100 tons. They're called mechs, battle mechs as well. Manned battle mechs. Maybe tanks on legs is another term that might give you an idea of what we're about. Here in just a second, I'm going to take a shot. Anyway, obviously I'm not playing that now, because this is not tanks or robots or anything of that sort. This is the DayZ or DayZ mod for Arma 2. Immensely popular mod that has come out recently. And I joined the bandwagon. Basically, those of us that do the podcast are also a gaming group. We play a lot of other games as well. Battlefield 3, Tribes Ascend. They've been playing Blacklight, Retribution. You name it. We dabble in a little bit of everything. Our main focus and our main enjoyment comes from playing Battletech or MechWarrior. But you got to take a break every once in a while, or you got to check out other stuff. So that's what we do. And for the last month or so, we've been playing DayZ. Been having a lot of fun. So I thought I would start doing some recording and show some of our friends and listeners to the podcast what we've been up to. Anyway, DayZ, let me see if I can tell you a little bit about it. It's basically a survival sim based in it's in a continent or a location called Chinaris, which is from the Arma 2 game. And it's not necessarily post-apocalyptic, but basically there was a zombie apocalypse. Zombies have taken over the world, and you as a quote-unquote survivor spawn on a beach, usually towards the southern or southeastern side of this continent. Here's a map you can see. I'll zoom out. This is the map of the continent of Chinaris. You usually spawn somewhere down in here or up along here. I'm currently way up here at what is known as the Northwest Airfield. Anyway, you spawn in as a survivor with a little backpack and a flashlight, a bandage, basically nothing. And it is the goal to make your way into towns or little villages or the woods and try and find supplies to survive. That can be anything from a hatchet or a gun or matches or a hunting knife, food, drinks, etc. And you need all of this to survive. It's a quite intense game, but I use the term game loosely for multiple reasons. Number one, it's just a mod. This isn't a full release game. It's just a mod of the Arma 2 game. It was created by Dean Rocket Hall. He's from New Zealand. And I think there's something around 1 million accounts have been created now, which is quite a lot for a mod. It's would be considered extremely successful as mods go. So basically, when you first log into the game, as I said, you don't have anything at all. You got to make your way through basically this section of a continent, I'm assuming is what it is, and find stuff to live. First thing usually people are looking for is some sort of a weapon. The hatchet is always a nice find right off the bat. And then food and drink and medical supplies, whatever you find basically has some sort of value. I've been playing for almost a month now, and what I discovered is that there's really no end game, so to speak, for this mod. When you get, most of the gear that you're hoping to get, you can kind of go one of three ways, as far as at least what I've been able to see. And those different directions that you can go in are you can build little encampments. There's tents or vehicles that you can get, and you can hide them out in the woods or wherever you want to place them. Really, you'd want to hide them so that other players don't find them and steal your stuff or kill you. But anyway, you can kind of be a forest hermit and sit out there and hunt animals like sheep and goats and pigs and cows and chickens and whatever you can find. I'm going to go over into a tree here and eat and drink. I'm needing that at the moment, so let's see, I'll eat some cooked meat there, take a drink from my water bottle, and I'm going to replace those from my backpack, just in case I need to help somebody here. I'll explain that more in a moment. Anyway, you can basically become a hermit. You can survive out there doing pretty much nothing. I mean, you can do whatever you want. This is what's considered an open sandbox type of game, which means you're plopped into the world and you do whatever you want. Basically no rules other than no cheating and no hacking. But because this is a mod, they don't really have a team, so to speak, of people to combat against cheating and hacking. So it's pretty common, unfortunately. That's one of the complaints people have playing the game. But anyway, option number 2, which seems to be the most common way people go in this game, is you become a bandit, which is essentially killing other players. It's PvP. And this is one of the things that makes the game really terrifying, as opposed to the zombies. Once you kind of get the hang of the zombies, they're easy to avoid, get around, kill, whatever, especially when you have more advanced equipment. But you just kind of get the hang of the zombies. You kind of get to know their aggro range. You do a lot of hunched running around like I'm doing rather than standing up like this, or even you do a lot of crawling around on your stomach like this, which makes it really easy to avoid zombies. But this game requires a lot of patience because you can spend hours getting around like this. And so the most common complaint people have regarding people going bandit is that you spend, just like I said, hours and hours getting around like that, collecting your gear. And most often what happens is you finally get to the point where you have some decent equipment, decent gear, you got some food, some drinks, maybe some med supplies and some weapons, and then boom, you're shot, you're sniped, or you're killed by another player, which, like I said, isn't wrong. It's not a bad thing. The players are what really add the terror to this, because they're intelligent. They don't... Zombies you can start to predict, figure out what they're doing, and you can avoid them. Players, you cannot predict. They might sit in an area for hours just waiting for some hapless person to wander by and then get shot in the head. So that's what really adds the terror element to this basically horror game. But what happens is, because there's really no motive for not being a bandit, for being a nice guy, people just go around killing just for the sake of killing. Not even necessarily loot everything from you or to survive. It's just because it becomes basically a giant death match on this continent. A lot of people have issues with that. I don't have... Well, yeah, I do have some issues with that, but personally, it just wasn't my play style. After playing, like I said, for almost a month, I started to get bored basically hoarding gear in my little campsite out in the woods down by the river, for you Chris Farley fans. Anyway, I started to get kind of bored. Didn't really know what to do with myself in the game. I didn't want to go bandit. because honestly, I just felt guilty. I don't like shooting people that have spent hours or days or weeks collecting gear and just shooting them for fun. So I was searching for something else to do, and that's when I happened upon an article about a player that goes by the name of Dr. Wasteland in this game. And what he does is he's basically a roaming medic who puts his life on the line to save and help other people. And this really intrigued me for a number of reasons. The main one, though, is because it was an alternative becoming a bandit, but also it was really going against the grain. It was not following the, what everybody else does out of boredom or maybe being an asshole or whatever. Of becoming a bandit. And so I started reading more and more about it. There's a thread on the DayZ forums. It's almost 200 pages long, might even be 200 pages now, of medics helping other people and people that have been helped by medics and how grateful they are. It's amazing to me because, like I said, you can spend hours or days or weeks collecting your gear, surviving, getting through scrapes, and basically when you die in this game, you lose everything. You start over on the beach again with your backpack, your flashlight, and your bandage, and you've lost everything. So the consequence is high. People don't want to die, and they are incredibly grateful to the medics who saved them. And I thought, this is what I want to do. So I've been doing it for a few days now. I've had 6 rescues, and that's what I'm doing now. I'm actually on my 6th rescue, heading to a point where I know a patient is waiting for my assistance. And it's added an entire new element to the game for me. I'm loving it. I can still get in PvP situations or fighting zombies or whatever, because getting to patient, especially around common PvP areas like this Northwest Airfield, can be really sketchy. So you really are putting your character's life on the line to help other people. It's very gratifying. They're super grateful. I've never once been ambushed or tricked in one of these situations, because people don't really want to basically get blacklisted by medics. I haven't even heard of another medic being tricked or ambushed, so it's pretty cool. Anyway, I'm going to contact my, hopefully, my patient here, so I will be right back with the recording and commentary. Alright, so I've been in communication with this patient, the survivor, and he's given me his in-game coordinates, which are 046 by 042. I'll go to the map up here. I'll get into a tree and show you how that works. I like to hide in the trees here so that I don't get killed by somebody as I'm looking at the map. That's the hope anyway. So if you have an in-game map, you can zoom out and you can zoom in. The further you zoom in, you start to see these boxes. And that's how you figure out his coordinates. As I said before, his coordinates are 046, which you go first the vertical line up top here, 046, by 042. So then I follow that down to right here, 042, which you can see right there. So 046 by 042. This is the indicator of where I am. This is where I need to get. So I'm going to head over there through the trees, kind of this way, and hopefully find him and heal him. And that will be my 7th successful rescue since I started as a medic. Dr. Wasteland, as I mentioned before, he started a clan, which he, in the article, he basically said he wasn't going to do that because of the time needed, the commitment to run a clan, which I've done before. Maybe some of you have done it. It is a major time commitment, but for whatever reason, he actually decided to go ahead and start a clan. I believe it's called the Trusted Medics of the Wasteland. Their tag is TMW. I'm not in the clan, but I am on Dr. Wasteland's whitelist as a trusted medic, but I'm a freelance medic, so I'm not directly affiliated with the clan, but people do know that I'm trustworthy and I'm not going to trick them when I find them. I am actually here to heal, and there are testimonials to that on the medical assistance thread. So like I said, I'm approaching the patient's location. I'm going to pop into this tree again here and communicate a little bit more with the patient, so I will be right back. So I've communicated outside of the game with my patient. He goes by the name of Robot in the game, so I'm going to be looking for somebody at those coordinates with the name of Robot, and hopefully nothing bad happens, no panicking and shooting and so forth. As you can see down in my lower right hand corner, I have a GPS which allows me to see what coordinates I'm heading towards and what I'm in without having to go to my full screen map. So I'm basically using that now to find my way over to 046 by 042, and then I will be looking for Robot and patching him up or whatever else he needs as far as help, maybe a blood transfusion, a little food and drink. I usually try and leave my patients with some food and drink. And that is indeed him. So I'm going to communicate with him in game. Hey, Robot, I'm right over to your left. Don't shoot me. I'm coming up to you. So I'm communicating with him in game.
I can hear you. Thanks a lot, maybe.
Okay, I'm in a ghillie suit, so a little bit hard to see. I'll patch you up here. Just give me one moment.
Yeah, I've got a blue pack in my bag, so you can take and use that as well.
Actually, I have my own, so I don't need it. But I'll give you a blood transfusion. Do you need any food or drink or anything as well?
No, I'm fine. I'm drinking food. Thanks a lot.
All right, you should be all patched up there. Let me know if you need anything else. I'll wait around here for a moment.
Awesome, mate. Thanks a lot. You're a star.
You all good? Are you able to get up?
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
All right, excellent, man. Good luck. Be safe, and yeah, take care.
Thanks a lot, mate. I owe you my life.
Hey, anytime.
Awesome.
That's what we're here for.
If you need any help as well, give me a shout, buddy.
Will do. Take care, man.
I'll always try to help.
Thank you.
See you soon. All the good luck.
You as well. So that was a rescue. As you can see, they're very appreciative. That was my 7th successful rescue, so I'm pretty happy about that. As you could see, because I was in a ghillie suit when I was approaching him, it was hard for him to see me. That's one of the advantages of these. You know, snipers like them because they can kill without being seen. I like it because I can rescue without being seen, hopefully. And then I've also got, here, I'll show you real quick, a silenced rifle, so it is very quiet when it shoots. Pretty much no sound. So I'm able to sneak in, save my patients, and sneak out. Anyway, that was just a little first video that I'm shooting here. I'll do some more, maybe rescues, maybe group operations. We'll see what it is, and bring you some more DayZ, and some other games that we're playing. Again, this is brought to you by NoGutsNoGalaxy.net. Check us out, give us a listen, and let us know on our website. Maybe you saw the podcast, heard about us, say hi. We're also on Facebook. You can look us up there, No Guts, No Galaxy. And that is it for today. Bombadil signing out.